I'll go to next chapter 2, adolescence. It's a very interesting topic. It's about you. Adolescence is about you, so it will be interesting. So you'll have for the MSc, you'll have two chapters: the unruly guess and adolescence, plus the video, introductory video is sent. There will be questions based on the video and these two chapters. You'll be having 5 questions of 10 marks each. 5 questions of 10 marks each. That will be 50. So score well for the best. So how many of you are familiar with adolescence? Just raise your hand. Adolescence. Just raise your hand. Those who are familiar with adolescence. If you are familiar with adolescence, means you are familiar with yourself. That's all. So if you are familiar with you, if you know yourself, you know everything about adolescence. Only two or three lifted. Others are not. Still, they are children. They are thinking. It's a problem. You are not children. Okay. You have past childhood. Very good. Very good. That's enough. Thank you. Thank you. You can put down your hands. It's very simple lesson. Not much complication. The value is understanding adolescence. We need to understand adolescence because that is a very precarious stage, a very difficult stage. All of us go through it. All of us go through it, and you are going through it. So you know what it means to be an adolescent. Adolescence, adolescent. Adolescence is a period. Adolescent is a person. Okay. So you have been children. You have been children in your smaller classes. Say you joined in LKG, UKG, up to 5th class. You have been children. Then as you get into 6th class, 7th class, 8th class, slowly you start to grow. And you will find a lot of differences in your way of thinking, differences in way of acting. And there will be bodily changes which you are experiencing. You have been experiencing last few years and you continue to experience now. So that is about adolescence. So exactly what is the age? WHO, World Health Organization, says it is between 10 years and 19 years. Different books will give you different ages, but normally the definitions given by World Health Organization is very standard. So they are saying it is between 10 years and 19 years old. 10 years means you will be, let's say, around 5th class, 4th class, 5th class. Up to there, up to 20 years, 19 years. You are, now you must be 15, 16 maximum. Then up to your +2 plus degree. So that is adolescence. So there are some special characteristics of adolescence. And what are they? So the author has put it under different headings like physical, psychological, emotional, and personality changes. There will be a lot of changes in the person. They are physical, psychological, emotional, and personality changes. Personality means the person as such. You are a person. Each one is an individual. Every individual is a person. And I am different from the other. Each one is very distinct. Each one is separate. He has his own way of thinking and acting. So that will form into a personality. Personality. Okay, let's just have a look at adolescence. Is a period between the onset of puberty. Onset means starting. Onset is starting. Puberty meaning is given there on you just turn 2 sheets, then you'll find page number 20. Puberty, the process of sexual development that makes one capable of reproduction. Your biology, those who by 10th class, up to 10th class, all of you studied biology. Now some of you are specializing. So the process of sexual development that makes one capable of reproduction. What is the meaning of reproduction? You are able to produce somebody. You are able to produce, give birth to somebody. So that process that is called reproductive process. So the process of sexual development that makes one capable of reproduction is called puberty. So onset of puberty means starting of puberty. You are only in the starting stage, not reach the climax. It's only starting stage. Puberty and adulthood. From puberty and then slowly it will go to adulthood. That is after 19 years, 19, 20, 21, that is adulthood. It is usually between 11 to 13 years of age. This is not the correct thing. The other one sounds better. That is the WHO, World Health Organization definition is better. 10 to 19 years. That's good. With appearance of secondary sex characteristics and spans the teenage years, terminating at 18 to 20 years of age, which is the beginning of adulthood. During this period, the individual undergoes extensive physical, psychological, emotional, and personality changes. So, the author calls it 11 to 13 years of age with appearance of secondary sex characteristics. By the time you reach 11 years or 12 years or 13 years, there will be appearance of secondary sex characteristics. What is secondary sex characteristics? Just to put it simply, it is that which helps you to distinguish between a male and female. That which helps you to distinguish, make the difference between a male and female. That is a secondary sexual characteristics. Like hair on chest, hair, underarms, development of breast for girls, beard for men, boys, mustache for boys. All these are secondary sexual characteristics. When do they start developing? From 11 to 13 years of age. 11 to 13 years of age. In some of the abroad foreign countries like USA and all, they reach this stage much earlier. There are sometimes you get some news about 9 years old girl giving birth and things like that. It's okay, doesn't matter. These are all part of the world. There's nothing wrong in knowing it. You need not follow it, but better to have some knowledge. There is no problem. So, because of the food intake, the high quality food they are taking in, and the way they are brought up, the social life that makes them matured much earlier than Indian girls. Okay. So, secondary sex characteristics that spans the teenage years, terminating at 18 to 20. By the time you reach 18 years and 18 to towards 18 to 19, 20, 21, that is adulthood. By the time what happens? During this period, the individual undergoes extensive physical, psychological, emotional, and personality changes. Physical change, you know what is physical. Psychological means that is connected with mind. Emotion means feelings and emotions and feelings. And personality changes means all this put together changes the person, forms the person into somebody different. Okay. Strife and stress in relation to adolescence can be said to be the challenges faced and dealt with during this process of growth. The turbulence can be related to the pressure and expectation from the society, media, and peer pressure. Stress is not necessarily caused by these processes of growth, but by the demand and responsibility that is usually attached to it. The periods of development in adolescence have various impacts and effects on what kind of stress they face and how it is being dealt with. The different types of stresses can be physical, intellectual, emotional, or social. So this adolescence age is a problematic age. You are all experiencing it. Everybody experiences it. Some people curse it, some people praise it. But everybody faces with tension. Every adolescent faces tension, stress, pressure. Why it is coming? Because there are different agencies or different agents at work. One is parents and relatives. They have high expectation from you. When you do not behave as they wish, then there is a tension. And they are afraid that you may go astray. They are afraid that you may go wrong the wrong way. So there is a tension. Then there is a peer group pressure. What is peer group pressure? Your friends and same age group people with whom you are having contact, they will try to guide you. And you want to be part of them. Whatever they do, you also like to do. If they say some use bad word, you also like to use bad word. If they like to watch some pictures or something which are not so good, and you also will be tempted to do it. And they will say, no, you should do this way, not that way. And they'll say, no, you do not obey the parents so much. We should have our own thinking, our own way of doing things. So you are tossed between all these. You want to be part of the peer group, your friends. You want to be responsible to your parents. At the same time, this is the time you can achieve so much. You are in a youth, prime age. This is the time you can work hard, earn your living. If you don't work hard now, when you are doing your +2 and intermediate, +2 and degree, you are ruined. So you have to secure your future. This is the age you should work hard and give your best. How do you give your best? Impossible, because so many pressures are there. See, that is why all these tensions. Very, very beautiful way of putting it. This is what you are experiencing. You are experiencing it at home. This is the age you feel like resisting yourself. You don't want to fall in line with everybody. You don't want to listen to your parents. You try to find fault with them. Whatever they say, you don't obey. Till recently, till 8th class, 9th class, whatever they said, you are just fulfilling it. Now you say, no, why should I do it? Why should it be this way? Why can't it be the other way? Suppose you want to go for a shopping or you want to go with your friends for outing and the parents say no. Then you say, why can't I go? What's the problem? Am I going to spoil myself by going? You think that I am not responsible? See, this is the way youth will react. I mean, when you are in an adolescent age. That's the problem is with age, not with you. You are quite right. If you don't react that way, that means you are not growing properly. If you are part of the growth process, it should be like that. So in this time, there is changes during adolescence. Different types of changes are physical changes, psychological and cognitive changes, social and emotional changes. Physical changes, bodily changes. Psychological and cognitive changes. Psychological means that's to do with your psyche, your mind, the way you think, the way you act, the way you behave. And cognitive change. Cognitive is your ability to put things together. Cognition, recognize, learn. Your ability to understand things, all that. Cognitive mind is a learning mind that learns concepts, learning of concepts and things like that. Social and emotional changes. Society. Social means that is connected with the society where you live. And emotional changes, your emotions and feelings. Hatred, love, all those things. Let's look at physical changes. First one is physical changes. It's easy. Only just you go by just go through it. Physical changes, psychological and cognitive changes, social and emotional changes. Bas. Okay. Physical changes. Growth spurt. SPURT. Spurt is something that is shooting up like that. Have you seen bamboos growing? There are some special bamboos, Chinese bamboos, which grows within week. It can grow meters, meters. Even the normal bamboo, it grows very fast. Or you can just say, let's say, there is a big water flow, there's a river. You try to block the river. And after some time, you remove the block. Then how will the water go? The water will gush forth like that. So that is called spurt. Suddenly you are growing. All of a sudden, just grow like that. Till you are in 8th class, you are small children, small girls, small boys. Suddenly, 9th class, 10th class, you grow. So that is spurt. Growth spurt. In a span of 7 to 9 years, boys and girls grow up to become young men and women. For a brief period of 2 to 3 years, they experience what is referred to as the growth spurt. R is silent, so you pronounce as a spurt. Spurt. Adolescents shoot up in height and gain weight. They'll grow very tall. Is Ron there? Ron is not here, I think. Okay. I saw before he went for holidays, I saw after a few months when he came back, he had grown so tall. So that is how boys and girls, they grow tall. Usually the growth spurt begins 2 years earlier for girls than boys, but it lasts longer for boys. Girls start to grow earlier. In 8th class itself, they'll be growing. 7th class, the girls, when they come to 5th class, 6th class, they're very small. By the time they reach 7th, 8th, they start to grow. Boys will start little later. By the time they reach 9th, 10th, they'll be growing fast. But the boys growing will last for longer time. Girls will stop growing after some time. For the Indian girls, the growth spurt occurs approximately between 10 to 13 years, while for the Indian boys, it occurs between 12 and 17 years. And I told you for people abroad, it is much earlier. Within 9 years, boys gain an average of 36 centimeters in height and 25 kg in weight. Similarly, girls gain an average of 24 centimeters in height and 21 kg in weight. However, these are only average standards and wide variations in these figures should not be considered abnormal. So this is a normal standard of growth. There may be some people who do not grow faster. Their height is not increased. They remain the same height. There may be some grow very fast, faster than what is said here. There may be some people who putting on so much of weight, overweight. Some people may not be gaining weight. So all those things are possible. We are trying to put it some certain standard way of growth. Changes in body proportions. You know what is proportion? Quantity, proportion, measurement. Changes in body proportions. The rapid acceleration. Acceleration is you have accelerator. You put your leg on the accelerator and give the accelerator, the speed will increase. So rapid means very high. Rapid acceleration in height and weight is accompanied by changes in body proportions. Different parts of the body grows at different rates, different ranges. The different parts of the body have their own sequence and rate of growth. Some grow slowly while others grow fast. At this stage, hands and feet become almost adult size before the legs and arms reach their full length. So you're keeping on growing. Your leg hasn't reached the full size, but already your legs will look like that of an adult. And hands also in a similar way. The growth continues. Hands will become still longer. Yes, still become longer, and the legs will become taller, but already they are the size of an adult. Changes in facial features. Facial features means, okay, changes in face, the face of the person. The rapid acceleration, there is a slight change in facial features. The feature means the shape. The jaw and the nose become larger. You know what is jaw is this one. Open the jaw. They have that the jaws, no, that about whale movie is there, the jaws, the whale which swallows people. So jaw is this one. The jaws, then the jaw and the nose becomes larger, while the mouth widens and the chin becomes prominent. The chin will become prominent. Okay. Then changes in muscle and body fat. There is also change in muscles and body fat. In both girls and boys and girls, at the height, as the height increases, there is a rapid increase in the development of muscles. However, boys show a more rapid increase than girls. So boys grow faster in muscle and fat. As a result, they gain more muscle tissue. Owing to this, the boys are more muscular compared to girls. So their biceps and their chest, they all become very manly, very strong. Whereas women, it is different way of growing. Owing to this, the boys are more muscular compared to girls. Girls are feminine. This is a masculine. The rate of development of muscles in adolescence is faster than the development of fatty tissues. This happens more in boys than in girls. The fatty tissues don't grow as fast as the muscles. The muscles grow faster in boys. As a result, they become more muscular. Whereas in girls, the fatty tissues will be growing. Their muscles will not be growing that fast. As a result, they'll become fatty. As a result, girls tend to retain some of their fat, especially on their arms, legs, and hips. The boys, having lost their childhood fat, become lean and muscular as their height increases. That's why in this age, adolescent age, boys will become very handsome. Whereas girls may not look that beautiful because they will be growing little fatty. But after some time, they also will become very beautiful. So you should know these are the changes. Therefore, if you find a boy very attractive, don't fall for him. It's part of the growth. And tomorrow you also will be growing beautiful. Don't worry. If you are little fatty now, that's part of the process. Never mind. The boys, having lost their childhood fat, becomes lean and muscular as their height increases. Then changes in the reproductive system. You know what is the reproductive system? Along with changes in body size, physical changes in the reproductive system also occur, leading to sexual maturity. What are reproductive systems? What are the organs? All those things you must have learned in biology. You know it. This is the first one is our physical changes. We will go to psychological and cognitive changes. One of the main features of adolescent thought is systematic thinking. That's why cognitive, psychological, and cognitive. I already told you cognitive to do with the mind, the way it is able to grasp concepts and able to understand things, the learning process. One of the main features of adolescent thought is systematic thinking. They are able to think systematically in an analytical way, systematically. Adolescents develop the capacity to organize their thoughts. Now they are able to organize their thoughts, reflect on them, and then come to a decision that they may implement. So they are able to make their own decisions, not only make decisions and implement them, put them into practice. For example, if a 16-year-old girl is given some money to buy clothes, she would go to various shops, look at the designs, study their cost, and then decide which one she wants to buy. See, till you are in 7th class, 6th class, 7th class, mommy and daddy, whatever they buy and give, you are happy. Hey, what do you want? Whatever you buy and give. As you grow, you would like to choose. You have your own choice. You have your own reason for choosing it. So, If the parents are clever enough, they will give freedom for the youngsters to make their own choice. Let them say, choice, make the choice. They are grown up now, no problem. Why should I buy and give it? Let them make the choice. We'll take them. I'll go with them. If the girls are there, I don't like to leave them alone. Parents think I will go with them, but let them make their choice. I don't interfere. It's excellent. Adolescents are also capable of abstract thinking. Abstract meaning is given there in the next page. General ideas and not on any particular real person or thing. Abstract means not so concrete. You have that, you learned in scholar class, abstract noun, no? Abstract noun is speaking out the qualities that cannot be felt, that cannot be touched. Okay. That is the general ideas. Adolescents are also capable of abstract thinking, that is, the ability to imagine a phenomenon that is not concrete. So, something that is not concrete, that also they are able to grasp it. They are able to grasp it. Which is hypothetical or imaginary. Hypothetical means, again, imaginary. Meaning is given there, hypothetical. Conjectural, conditional. You have in mathematics, you'll be studying those who are taking up, now you have taken, you did not take commerce. If you are taking commerce, accountancy and all, you have a hypothesis. And they are doing PhD. If you are pursuing your PhD studies also, hypothesis. First you have to make hypothesis before proposing. When you propose a topic, there will be hypothesis, certain assumptions. You arrive at certain assumptions, you make certain proposals, and you'll have to say how you are going to achieve it. So there's a hypothesis. Okay. Hypothetical or imaginary. This includes problems related to mathematics, logic, scientific concepts, law, or geography. So these are all connected with this. For example, an adolescent is able to understand statements such as, till now you do not understand some of the statements. Some of the statements made by teachers or read in the books or seen in movies, you do not understand. But now you are able to understand. For example, all that glitters is not gold. You are able to understand. All that glitters is not gold. That means outside appearance could be different from what is inside. It can be easily cheated. You are able to understand. Or life is not a bed of roses. Life is not a bed of roses. That means life is not full of comforts, good things, happiness. There are miseries, there are bad times, there are pains, there are unpleasant things in life. So life is not always a bed of roses. Corona has taught you very well. Life is not a bed of roses. So, but you are able to understand the concept now because you have become an adolescent, you have grown, your mind has grown, your cognitive ability has grown. Adolescents become more creative and have the capacity to investigate a problem deeply and find ways to solve it. So not only they are able to find out, look at the problems, able to find a solution for it also. They are even capable of coming to conclusions like scientists, just like scientists try to find solutions for many problems. Adolescents are also capable of doing that. So that is the second psychological or cognitive change. We'll go to the third and last one. Social and emotional changes. Social and emotional changes. Social, when you say, it is to do with the society. Society means where you live, starting with family and your neighbors, friends, school, or workplace, all that. That is society. And the society in the larger sense of society. And emotions are your feelings. Okay, we'll see. Increased activity of hormones during adolescence produces changes in the emotional state of the adolescent. This is a very important thing you should understand. Increased activity of hormones during adolescence produces changes in the emotional state of the adolescent. Feeling level, their feelings and moods are affected by hormones. Must have studied in biology what are the different hormones that are produced in the body. 3 or 5 most important glands and what they produce. Okay. They experience frequent changes in the mood. Mood means, mood achana. Today my mood is out, not good, not in a good mood. I'm feeling very gloomy, feeling very sad. Just like we saw Antonio, the beginning of the Merchant of Venice, he was melancholy, he was sad. What was the reason? He did not know. Similarly, you are also. They experience frequent changes in the mood, ranging from a feeling of extreme happiness to a feeling of sadness. Sometimes it goes to extremes. Sometimes you are so happy. Why are you so happy? You don't know. But you are happy. And you want to make noise, yell, want to listen to music, talk to your friends, talk to your mommy and daddy. Everything is rosy. There's another day, just the opposite. You're completely out sad. What happened to you? You don't know. Don't want anybody. No, shut down. Leave it. I don't want to talk to anybody. So different moods. Sometimes adolescents find themselves unable to control their emotions and wonder why they reacted the way they did. So they become uncontrollable. There are youth, adolescents, suddenly they go violent. They will take things and throw, shout at people, sometimes slap the younger ones or push them down. And mother serves you something and you'll just throw it. Very common because you are an adolescent. And after some time you feel bad. I should not have done this. Why did I behave this way? What made me to do like this? You feel bad. That is adolescence. So this is a problem with your age. Again, owing to hormonal changes, sex drive emerges. Another thing is sex drive emerges. Desire for the other. Ferdinand and Miranda. Sex drive emerges in both boys and girls. Sex drive is an impulse, meaning is given there. Impulse, the space, a sudden strong wish. A sudden strong wish. Sometimes it lasts only for few minutes, sometimes very for a few moments. Afterwards, you are normal. So, a sudden sexual drive, that is an impulse related to the sexual need. It is a natural biological instinct. Instinct, you know, normally animals have instinct. The immediate outcome of the sex drive for the adolescent is attraction to a member of the opposite sex, infatuation for a certain person, a special liking for somebody. You may not have even talked to her, or the girl may not have talked to the boy at all, but you have some liking for that person. Need for sexual gratification. You want to satisfy your sexual desires. Need for intense emotional relationship. You want to have a very close relation with somebody, intimacy. You want to talk to somebody, sit with them, and sometimes you may touch the other person. So, need for intense emotional relationship. So, if you live on physical aspect of it, but emotionally you want to get attached to. You want to talk to somebody, share with them, and able to feel with the other. So that kind of impulsiveness, a strong desire is there. During adolescence, friends become more important. Now, your friends are everything for you. Not the parents, not your brothers and sisters, not the teachers. Friends become important. Till 8th class, teachers were great heroes. Now, no. Acceptance and popularity among peers is important to adolescents. Peers is same age group, people who are able to think with you and the same age group, they become important for you. To gain acceptance, conformity to the fads of the current peer. Fad meaning is given there, popular phenomenon. That means the popular opinions and feelings of the current peer group is given priority. I should behave like my friends. I should think like my friends. That becomes important. This is practiced through certain behaviors such as use of slang language. He has certain slangs that he use in conversation, slang in conversation, or through emphasis on changed appearance with a new hairstyle and clothes. So you want to have a different hairstyle. There are different hair. You see boys coming up with all kinds of funny hairstyles. For me, it looks funny, but for him, it's something very great because he is an adolescent. Because his friends are having such hairstyle, and he also would like to have. So they feel happy about it. Or girls, the way they would like to tie up their hair. So they all of them like to, in a particular way, do their hair. For mothers may not like it, but they like it. The emphasis at this stage is on looking and sounding different from children and adults. They don't want to be like children. They don't want to be like adults. They are different. They are adolescents. This need for independence arises because there is a growing awareness of the self in adolescence. They are becoming aware of themselves. They have become aware of themselves. So there is a strong awareness growing. They want to have an identity of their own. Identity of their own means they want to be different. I am somebody special. I'm not anybody like anybody else. That is a identity. So these are the three changes. So having spoken about the three different changes, one is physical changes, second one is psychological or cognitive changes, then social and emotional changes. Now the author is concluding saying, why do these changes occur? Why all these changes? The changes in the body that take place from childhood to the end of adolescence are controlled by the central nervous system. It is because the central nervous system controlling everything. It regulates growth through its influence on the glands in the endocrine system, namely the thyroid gland, the pituitary gland, and the adrenal gland. These are three glands. It's because of the hormones that these glands are producing, and the effect of it will affect your emotions, feelings, and everything. These glands secrete chemicals called hormones directly into the blood when they receive a signal from the nervous system. The ovaries of the females and the testes of the males are the other glands that become active during puberty. So, I told you what is puberty? Your ability or the stage in which you are able to distinguish between a male and female. That is the stage you are in, already you are into. So, the five glands at work. So, we have already seen 3 plus 2, the 5 glands. It is because of that. They secrete sex hormones, that is, those hormones that shape the girl's body into a feminine form and the boy's body into a masculine form. Both sexes have a little of the opposite sex hormone too. That is, every boy has a little bit of girlish behavior. Girlish traits will be there. And every girl will be having little bit of boyish traits. In every woman there is manly character, and every man there is a womanly character. But some people it isn't just overdose. That's why some women will behave like men, and some men will behave like women in their way of speaking, their thinking, and their conducting themselves, and the voice, the how they speak, all these things. If you go into another extreme, it will be very, very clear. But normally there will be little bit of man in every woman and little bit of womanliness in every man. Okay. The last paragraph, nutrition during adolescence. So what the author is trying to say, this is the time you should eat well. It's already time, doesn't matter, I'll take 5 minutes more and finish it. The adolescents need more calories and other nutrients due to spurt, due to sudden growth and increase in physical activity. If adolescents eat food items that lack nutritive value or do not eat enough, their growth is adversely affected. The nutritional deficiencies during this period retard, that means stunted growth. It stops or reduce the physical growth, impair the intellectual developments, and delay sexual maturation. The diet of adolescents should meet the demands of physical and intellectual growth, provide adequate reserves for illness, and prevent diseases related to malnutrition such as scurvy, rickets, beriberi, etc. See, this is a time you have to eat well. Eat good food, eat plenty. It's a time for eating. So because this is a time of growth. So many hormones are at work. So many changes are taking place. So parents who know it, they will feed their adolescents well. Give them whatever they should get. Good, nutritious food. Otherwise, they'll complain. How much you are eating? Kitna khayenge? So much you are eating. They'll find fault. Then they'll get discouraged. And don't give them what the nutritious food what they want. They should be given. Otherwise, their growth will be stunted. Growth will stop. Hormones will not produce what is needed. And it will have opposite effect. Instead of growing, they will end up in having some disease. Since there is an increase in skeletal mass and blood volume, the body needs calcium, phosphorus, and iron. Calcium intake can be achieved through milk and milk products. Adolescents should also consume required quantity of iodized salts. Lack of iron in diet causes anemia. Green leafy vegetables, puffed rice, jaggery, red meat, and whole pulses are rich sources of iron. So you should have plenty of iron content in your body. For that, these are the food items you could take. That's all. The rest, there's something little more, you can read it up. Critical thinking, you leave it. That you leave it, no problem. Gender discrimination and child abuse. There is one paragraph that you can just read through. That paragraph is important. Okay, that paragraph is important. Just read through it afterwards. The question answers are very easy, but I'm not going to ask this. All will be essays, short essays, 10 marks. So this gender discrimination and child abuse that you read, that will help you. That's all. Okay. So these are the two chapters. I think today you enjoyed the classes, no? How many of you like the class? Just raise your hand. Okay, all are lifted. Very good. Very nice. Except two, they are also lifted. Very good. So all the best. All the best.